It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Washington Commanders and the Denver Broncos. Coming up next.
In a few months' time, snow will blanket the Great Peaks just to our west, but for now, summer still in full swing at Empower Field at Mile High. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin here in Denver, joined by Charles Davis. As CD, the Broncos are looking for a turnaround here in 2023. Coming off a 5-win season and a last-place finish in the AFC West, but this doesn't feel like a last-place team.
Nor to me, because when you look at them on offense, loaded with skill position players at wide receiver and running back, and then flip it over to the defensive side of the ball, and they can compete with anyone. They make it tough to run your offense.
Meanwhile, for the Commanders, this is a team that many think could be the 4th best in the NFC East, but they've got a pretty strong defense that's going to probably keep them in some ball games.
Their investment in talent has certainly paid off. Number 4 against the pass a season ago. Number 4 overall in total defense. Nothing to shake a stick at. If they get good quarterback play, look out.
And off we go from Denver. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his 2nd season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
First play, and Wilson wants to throw it.
And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Play action. It's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
So 2 incompletions have led him to an early 3rd and 10. To throw is Wilson. He'll drop this down to Williams. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
On 3rd down, you'll give them that. You just want to make sure that you play the first down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Good open field tackling there, a 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. The Commanders set to go to work on offense, and they've handed the controls to this man in his 2nd NFL season, former Tar Heel Sam Howell.
Howell got the nod from Commanders leadership to be the team starter this year. A nice bump for last year's 5th-round pick. One start as a rookie and didn't look bad at all, winning the team's finale. And let's not forget, this is a guy who was once viewed as a 1st-round pick, so there's plenty of promise hidden beneath the surface.
Off-play action, it's Howell. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. 25 yards that time.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. On the counter, Gibson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second down and 2. Second down, Howell now. Being chased out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A gain there of 21 yards.
Facing second and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
On first down, Howell. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Howell. Completes it to Samuel. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Out of the gun, it's Howell. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Sam Howell. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
A man who was lost for the year in Week 4 last season. Here's Javonte Williams. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On second down, Wilson. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
That's the Chase Young we all saw coming out of Ohio State, and no one's questioning the potential of the 2020 Rookie of the Year. The key for him, staying on the field. Health makes this a crucial year for his future in D.C.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Fielded at the 43. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Back to throw, Howell.
And this is going to be caught along the sideline. Nicely done, but right at the line of scrimmage.
I call it no gain there on the 1st down play.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Howell's throw complete to Dotson.
His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
1st down, Howell to throw.
Flushed out right, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Randy Gregory coming in from that outside linebacker spot. He gets him down. It's a loss of 5.
We'll give a mulligan to Gregory's first year in Denver. Had a couple of sacks and forced fumbles early before a knee injury knocked him out until December. They're counting on his excellent skills to come to the front in 2023.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Howell. He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson.
And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. From his end zone, here's Tremont Smith.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
At the 34. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Let's go, man.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Wilson to throw. And this will be incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
One advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down.
From the corner, it was Kendall Fuller with a sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10.
At their 35-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Second and 10, Howell. They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
They'll run with Gibson. On a determined run there, as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington 1st down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson. Down to about the 37.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Howell.
And incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here.
And that is incomplete.
Well, we keep stats on everything, don't we? This is one that you don't want to have. That's his second drop right here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, only in the first quarter. Certainly a ship that he wants to right quickly. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is fourth down.
Going for it on fourth. Here's Howell. Short throw there, caught by Thomas. Yeah, this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down. And an exhale there as they convert on fourth.
Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
Down at the 25.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those three guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 20-yard line.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
On third down, here's Gibson.
Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. Fourth down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. But sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
And count the Broncos. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Wilson.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis.
And this one will be brought back to the 22. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
All right, go get them now. Let's focus in on what we got to do. Once again, we got to get it done as a group.
Howell to the air on 1st and 10.
It's incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
With a play fake, and now here's Howell to throw it.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Now he'll look to throw it.
And Thomas has it. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Denver's offense ready to go again. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. $16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Throwing is Wilson. On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, 1st down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Slot man moves right.
He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
And he's going to get this all the way down to Washington's 26.
31 yards there and a 1st down. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Wilson.
Got an open man here, and it's KJ Hamler.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be second in a couple. From the shotgun, Wilson.
That's taken in by Dulcich. And the Broncos are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Williams will take it in. Touchdown, Denver.
And nothing special there. They showed they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Brett Maher on for the extra point. It's good, and that cuts it to 9 at 16-7. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Maher to kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Now 1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders.
At their own 22.
And Hal will throw it.
Buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Here's Hal.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Maher on for the extra point. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field.
They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a one-score game.
Let's go do this thing, baby. Once again, we got to get it done as a group.
Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Out of the gun, it's Howell.
Short throw to the tight end Thomas. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The offense on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Howell down to throw it.
Dancing to his left. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. That's returnable now for Smith.
44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos.
A little bit of flip the script. Quarter 1, they struggled. Quarter 2 here, they put things together. And I guess sometimes, Charles, you just come out and you have to get your feet underneath you in a ball game, right?
That's exactly right, because every now and then, you don't come out of the gate as fast or as strong as you want to. Sometimes you have to ramp up into it or take a few hits along the way and figure it out. And that's what they've done so far. Slow start, but now they're starting to put it together.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 38 now, here's a 2nd and 5.
Now it's Wilson. His throw incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now it's Wilson.
Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
Play action. It's Wilson. Incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A give to Williams, running right. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
62 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
This will be caught inside the 10. more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Williams again. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
The kick by Marr is good.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders.
At their 25-yard line.
Back to throw, Howell.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Now Howell.
That's Samuel, caught left side. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A give to Gibson running right.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
49 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that 1st down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out.
They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on third down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Denver Broncos back out there. Former Tar Heel Javonte Williams, we shine the spotlight on him.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Wilson.
Got his man, it's Dosich.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Throwing here, Howell. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as he'll be brought down at the 37.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Howell, he'll look to throw it. Hitting Samuel on the slant.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
Howell's throw into the hands of McLaurin.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
And once more, Howell back to the air. Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Commanders will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make this a 6-point game.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
On the return, Tremont Smith.
And able to get this out to the 25. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing is Wilson. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams.
And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they take it over, we step aside. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Powell.
And that is incomplete here.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
2nd and 10, Howell.
Escape, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts.
So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done.
A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will make this a 9-point lead.
So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
Well, now how about this return? So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Howell's throw complete to Dotson.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, Gibson. To the 43, second down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8. And Howe will throw it. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 33. That one goes for 24 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 33.
Gibson here running out of the gun. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 79 yards rushing now for Gibson. He's got a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
On first down, Howe. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson
from 17 yards out.
And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Wilson, right side. It's Hamler pulling it in.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And able to break one tackle but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Short throw caught by Dulcich. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And this one too low.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They go back to the ground with Williams. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 92 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And that was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a 1st down.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They run. It's Williams. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. He made his first attempt, this from 45. Maher able to put this one through, and that will close the gap down to 14. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away. And he returns this to the 22. The Washington offense set to take over.
That's what it is. That's what it is, baby. Dig down deep. Get it on right now. All right, guys. All right. Let's do it. Let's go.
Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10.
At their own 22.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
With a play fake, and now here's Howell to throw it.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Randy Gregory
Getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson.
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Let's get something up. Let's go, fellas. I got you, man. Let's ride out. Let's ride out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a yard.
They go play action now. Wilson. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams.
And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's Wilson to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Benjamin St. Juste.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Now throwing on 1st down here. That's out to the flat for Gibson.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Gibson with the solid pickup there, and the Commanders love using his ability in a variety of roles. Led the team with almost 1,400 all-purpose yards in 2022. He can run it and catch it out of the backfield.
Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 4. Second down, Howell now. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 14. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. 1st down, Howell to throw.
Oh, look at Thomas wide open. Touchdown!
Logan Thomas.
A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Commanders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Now Joey Sly for the point after.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was capped off by the Logan Thomas touchdown catch.
You know what we need, baby. Only one way.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now Williams running left. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. He's done his part sailing past the century mark on the ground with rushing yardage, but his team, a different story.
Yeah, they're down big in this ball game, so sometimes you wonder to yourself how much of that is him with a great performance and how much of that is the defense just loosening up because they have a big lead.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Let's do this, man.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Now it's Wilson. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now it's 3rd and 3. Throwing is Wilson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson.
Pass complete to Judy on the out route.
And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs.
Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Now 1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders.
At the 20.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Gibson again.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says He has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
Here's Smith to return it.
It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Wilson.
Open man Hamler, that's complete.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll take this one down near the 15.
Cody Barton there to bring him down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 2nd down, Williams. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
They run it again with Williams.
And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed.
That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. Here we go with Williams. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Once again, we got to get it done as a
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
6 yards left on second down. A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he finds McLaurin. And he's going to have a Commanders first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Now the second-year man from Alabama, it's Brian Robinson.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop?
And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, Plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And we get another look now at this Broncos offense.
They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wilson.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. On 3rd down, Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down.
Got a man. It's Judy, complete. Finding room at midfield. He's on his way through the middle of the field.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Jerry Judy.
76 yards.
And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation in a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation, because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick.
And this will be recovered by Washington, and that should just about do it.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long from Denver.